Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of Standing Pines. It's good to see everybody. And I'm just going to start out today's episode with a mea culpa. It's been a very busy weekend at Standing Pines Resort, and I have not got everything quite put together for today the way that I wanted to. So we're going to hit some highlights today, and we may come back and do a little bit of a cleanup session later this week for part two for things that were supposed to be in today, but are just not quite yet ready. So again, I'm Amy with Standing Pines. So happy that you took the time to join us, and let's jump into Building Memories, episode 13. Can you believe it's been 13 already? And talk about what we're doing today. All right, first, I do want to just do my normal nod to Standing Pines opening. We do plan to open later this year. The soft open is October 15th, and you can book RV and tent sites starting on October 15th already on our webpage. And then our grand opening is December 1st. We'll open with 109 campsites, and we should be opening up the remainder of the sites, the glamping and cabins and other rentals over the course of the summer. So please go to www.campstandingpines.com if you haven't already to check it out and look at the reservations that are available for you right now for your first stay with us here at Standing Pines. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the dog park, go through the Standing Weir Wednesday and Feedback Fridays, and also talk about the CCC weekend, which has been a great one. But before we do that, let's get started with our standing construction updates. So I'm going to switch over, make sure that this works okay. Okay, so here we go. Some clips from the underground utility installation from earlier this week and late last week. What we're looking at here are the crews that are doing the stormwater pipe installation. This is part of the underground utilities. So we are digging under a future road at Standing Pines Resort right now. And you can see with the different measuring devices and GPS, this is really precise work. It has to be at the correct coordinates, and we have to have everything at the correct height or depth, depending on how you think about it. Switching over to the Welcome Center, work is progressing actually quite rapidly for this building. Late last week, we saw HVAC installation start as well as the plumbing. Yesterday, plumbers are back on site doing some additional work. And we've also done now our first electrical walkthrough with that subcontractor, making sure that we've got kind of everything on plan. And we added a number of additional outlets, just thinking about the number of devices people carry today and the need to charge everything. So we want to make sure that our guests have good options for charging when they're visiting here at the Welcome Center. As you can see the hand motions there, that's where we anticipate our check-in. Now let's do just a quick update from the air, and you can see some changes since the first drones video that we showed. It's interesting, even since we did this drone video, this trench with the underground utilities for stormwater has been completed and covered back up again, and we're on to the next road. So for construction update, I know I went through it very quickly. Overwhelmingly, the key takeaway is that we're on track for construction. The next several weeks will be underground utility installation. We've got to do all of the underwater stormwater pipes, and that's several weeks by itself. We've got water systems, sewer systems, power systems, internet systems, all going in underground for our campsites. So expect several weeks of seeing trenches and different utilities laid in these weekly updates, as well as several weeks of just the trades at work in the Welcome Center, because that's where the focus is really now through the end of July from a construction perspective, is really getting the underground utilities ready and the Welcome Center ready. And then we'll hit back on the pond and connecting up to the septic system. We'll also be doing some really fun stuff like going back and working on some of the new amenities. So that is extremely exciting. We just did a construction update. So I do want to talk just a little bit about this weekend because we had a super fun, brand new event where we had our first guest on site for the weekend. And I am going to see if I can't just grab that video. Well, one moment, y'all. I have to find where I put the video. Oh, I outsmarted myself and named it something different. Okay, let me see. Here we go. So the Carolina Camping Club came and joined us for the weekend, and we had a blast. Everything was so compacted. Saturday felt like it was 3 days in one. We had several families join us for what turned out to be a full day on Saturday of working on different projects and exploring, having great food together, making good progress on the dog park, and just having a great time. Here's a good shot that shows kind of a good bunch of the crew. We also spent some time looking over some plans and getting some feedback from campers, as well as planting and making our first couple picnic tables for the park. This says it all. By the end of the day, we were exhausted. However, it was awesome to have people come out and help. We enjoyed a couple of great community meals and had a spectacular sunset that evening to enjoy with the campfire together. So here's little Miss Nora, who became the star of the show over the weekend, and she was involved in helping with everything from seeding the future pollinator field, which gave lots of green thumbs and green hands. And I do really want to do a shout out for everyone who came to help. We deeply appreciate it. To taking some of our topsoil stockpiles and planting some plantings to get the landscaping going, and testing out any number of possible toys and activity for future guests at the campground. We took advantage of the construction of the Welcome Center to test some cooking and set up a group meal inside. And this probably gives a fairly decent sense of just how big the Welcome Center will be when we open to guests for the store and the indoor dining. But I think perhaps the highlight of the day, certainly for me and from the smiles that I saw around the campfire for a lot of others, was the ability to really relax and enjoy together and hang out by the campfire. This particular fire pit is one that will be a community fire pit for Standing Pines guests in the future. And you'll see just a little bit in these closing videos of the Carolina Camping Club get together the beautiful sunsets here at Standing Pines. So, Marissa and the gang at CCC, y'all are just absolutely awesome. Really appreciate you coming and not only just being our first guest, but being the most amazing guest I can imagine for the joint work weekend. There has been discussion of doing another one of these before we open. So we'll get back together at some point with Marissa to do an announcement on that. But I will say that it was a super fun time. And I think everyone who came really enjoyed themselves. All righty. So on Friday of last week, I asked on Facebook for some feedback on dog parks because one of the big projects we had with the Carolina Camping Club was working on fencing for the dog parks here at Standing Pines. And you really came through. Thank you. There are all kinds of great suggestions. And for my little poll here, all of the above was the most popular. We want secure fencing. We want separate areas for big dogs and little dogs. We like obstacle course and play equipment. Other suggestions that came through that we really do appreciate were shade, and the location of the dog parks are going to allow some shade from trees as we get started, as well as some interesting places to sniff. And as those trees continue to grow taller over time, that shade will simply expand. We'll probably plant another few trees around the dog parks as well once we get some grass going and the fencing up. So that is awesome. We do plan to do that. Seating for humans was something that was mentioned. Yes, we do plan to do seating for humans. Not sure yet if it's going to be picnic tables or benches or a combination of the both in the dog parks, but definitely a place for the humans to hang. Water for the dogs, that came through loud and clear as a need. Yes, we'll have a way to give dogs water at the dog park. So kind of figuring out exactly what that's going to be. And then the other three that came through, I wanted to talk to. One was making sure that if we can have some kind of a dog wash, dog spa station. So when we open it, maybe more lens of a hose that you can squirt the puppies off with, but we will have something for cleaning at least mud off dogs there at the double gated secure entrance. Two others that I'm really grateful came up because they were not frankly on our list, and so this was just a fantastic way to double check and also get that input that we need. So thank you very much for getting on the list the need to make sure that puppies here visiting the park are vaccinated and up to date. Not quite sure how we're going to do that, but starting to think that one through. And then the other one, and this is just a oh, yeah, I can't believe we forgot it, was lighting for the dog park. So that is not currently on any of our plans. So we're going to have to kind of take a step back and figure out if we can do lighting and opening, or if it's going to be something very basic, like maybe some solar stakes in the ground. But really deeply appreciate the feedback on lighting and on vaccinations for the puppies, as well as all the comments and suggestions on the dog parks. You guys really appreciate this feedback Friday. I'm going to ask that you keep commenting every Friday on these feedback Fridays because it helps us immensely to try and get Standing Pines to what we want it to be for you. So let's talk about the dog park a little bit. Here you can see um, had some fun playing in PowerPoint last week as we were prepping for the weekend. The plan and the scale for the big dog park and the small dog park. So the final measurements for the big dog park, 100 feet by 150 feet. And if you do the math on that, that translates, I think, to just over a third of an acre. And you can see, well, I'll try to show anyway, how we've incorporated some of the tree line at the edge of the big dog park there. And so, with the help of the Carolina Camping Club this weekend, we were able to get 425 lineal feet of fencing posts installed, which is like, wow, amazing. So while we did not get the dog park fencing complete over the weekend, we sure got a big chunk of the way there. And want to give a shout out to Barry and to Peter and to Kyle in particular for helping Craig with that project. You guys were hard at work for that for hours on Saturday, and we do appreciate that a great deal. So here's just one more look kind of at the plan for the dog parks, and you can see what I was talking about there. Oh, I forgot the small dog park is going to be smaller, about 3,500 square feet, 70 by 50 for the little guys, 30 pounds and under. Now, if any of the small dogs do want to play in the big dog park and have more room to run, that's perfectly fine. We just want to make sure there is a protected place for the smaller dogs so that they don't get trampled by their bigger cousins. The other fun feature that will be in both parks are these, I'll call them play features. They're tunnels and hills. So dogs can crawl under, run through, jump above, as well as some other play features that will be in the parks there for the puppies. Okay, let's see if we can add one more video. And again, just a little bit behind today because of everything that we've had going on in a very super positive way. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back and add that for y'all at another point because it looks like that video is just not quite prepped and ready to go. But I will post online a little announcement video for the dog park with some funny facts in it. Okay, as of this morning when I looked, we did not have a correct guess yet for the Weir Wednesday challenge. So must have given a stumper this week. If you look every Wednesday, we're doing a post on Facebook for what will this be? Or where in the world at Standing Pines? Or more simply, We're Wednesday. And so last week's challenge was what is this little WW question mark going to be? And we did have, as usual, some very, very creative uh, guesses. I just want to give a shout out to some of those. We had everything from wrestling matches to an international spaceport to drive-in movies to Wonderland Wishes. And I'm not really even sure what that is, but it was hysterical to read these as they came in. I shared them with some of the other team here, and it was great. So I do hope everyone keeps contributing, and this is on Facebook. Every Wednesday, we'll do a Weir Wednesday and have a week to guess, and then give a shout out to participants as well as crowns and winners. So when I looked this morning, we didn't have a correct guess for this week, but we did have a really funny one from Ray. He listed like 4 or 5 different possibilities. So calling out Ray this week as the winner for the most creative. And I also do want to share what the answer is with y'all. A little spot marks where our rental RV will be. Now, the rental RV is a 2-bedroom unit capable of sleeping 6 with beds, 4 bunks in the bunk room, plus the queen size in the master, with both indoor and outdoor kitchens and a bathroom. We want to put it right there with the water view, close to the clubhouse, and we'll have some other outside amenities for this particular rental. And this is one for families who really would like to try camping, but maybe either don't have or just don't want to bring their own RV for whatever reason. So this will be a way to kind of dip the toe in the water and see if it's a fit for your family. I am very curious to see what the reservations will look like for this and if this is a popular choice, we should add some others, or if really we're going to be seeing more guests who really want to bring their own rigs in. Okay. Again, this has been a little shorter than usual, but I can't wait to share the upcoming dog park video with you. I just want to say a heartfelt thanks to Carolina Camping Club again for a phenomenal weekend and can't wait to do it again with y'all. For everybody else who's watching, if you'd like to get in on that, Carolina Camping Club is on Facebook. I encourage you to go and check them out. If you want to follow us and participate in the Feedback Friday and the Weird Wednesday ongoing challenges, please join us, facebook.com, Camp Standing Pines. And then we are also for reservations online at campstandingpines.com. And every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we do these updates. So if you want to watch us build a dream, very literally build the dream of the campground, please join us or catch it later. 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, and we'll also have it on YouTube for later. And then coming before next Tuesday, look for kind of like an episode 13 part 2 for just a little bit more on the dog park and the progress we made this week, as well as, drum roll please, the official name from a contest with the Carolina Camping Club. Thanks, y'all. Have a great week. I will catch you next Tuesday at 1.